Hello everyone and welcome to the second race of the 2019 RSF1 season. Here we are in Bahrain at the international circuit. This is the F2 division. Firstly, I'd like to say I'm sorry for the qualifying session. I will be the only person streaming. Unfortunately, the two people that were meant to be streaming tonight have had issues. One of them, whose Buddha, will be here for the race, so for now, unless I can find somebody, it will be just me. I'm Noshel, so yeah, I don't usually do F2, but I've just sort of been pulled in for tonight, so yeah. Also, connection-wise, I don't know how this is gonna go. I've not actually had the best connection, but hopefully it's not too bad, and hopefully it shouldn't be the end of the world. So yeah. So I have no idea really of why I'm here or what this division has to come with. I know for a fact that Benjienzo won last week there, so he will be one of the main drivers to look out for, which is on board with HX Joker at the moment. Tyre wise, we're looking at probably softs obviously for the first and the third qualifying, but in terms of tyre wear, the softs will do 10 laps, the mediums will do 15 and the hards will do 19, so it will probably be a one-stop strategy, but there will be quite a mix within just to shake it up a bit. At the moment we've got 6 drivers out on track. I'm going to follow Joker for his first lap. Alright, on board with us, comes around the corner now. Yeah, sorry about the poor connection to the one person that's watching. It really is just, it's out of my control at this point. There's so much that I've done to try and fix it. Nothing seems to work, so hopefully it's bad on your end as it is on mine, but just comment down if you have any suggestions on how to fix this. I don't know. But as we're on board with Joker now, he's coming around the very fast right-hander there. Now around the final corner he comes. It's looking to be a pretty decent lap time here. And now he comes up across the line and it's going to be a 1:28.5. which for Q1 pace isn't too bad, I'd say. Charismatic does a 1:28.83 off of Joker. Obviously Charismatic did have a crash in the last race and he'll be looking to fight back on that. Peppermeat goes to 1:29 dead. Right on board with Shane, who's just coming down the final straight now before, oh no, the final corner. Never mind. Up to turn 4, down into turn 5. 28.5 for the first sector. And if you have just joined us, to Tom's the Best, I think the party is friends only, so you should be able to join, but if it isn't, maybe check with one of the people in the lobby, maybe the host. I think the host is DP Roberts, so check with him. Yeah, the lobby was open for 2 people on comms, however, I will be the only commentator until the start of the race. So sorry about that. I'm not really going to have much to talk about here other than what's happening on track, really, and the times and tires and that. So. Shane comes across the line now to do a 1:29.3. Pretty decent time from him in the racing point. Obviously today we had the racing point in 4th place in Germany, which was just one hell of a race. Maybe we can get something like that tonight. Who knows? And WR Chosen has retired from the session after setting a 1:30.3. I'm guessing that's terminal damage, so that will be really unfortunate for him. He won't be making it into any of the qualifying sessions going forward. Wilco is on a lap at the moment as he comes down to the very sharp left-hander. At the moment we've had 6 times set, although WR Chosen has crashed out, so he won't be making it, as Wilco's backed off of his for not having enough fuel by the looks of things. And yeah, I'm sorry about any connection issues, guys. It's just if it had been Buddy, you probably would have had a good connection, but I guess you're kind of stuck with me for now. So Buddy will be here for the race, so just make sure you stay tuned for that. He'll probably be taken over by then, so it shouldn't be anything bad like this to stream. So sector flag, a yellow flag in sector 1. Jonas comes around the final corner now. As he does a 1:28.9, which is good enough to put him in 5th place. We've had 8 minutes of this session gone already, and only 6 drivers have set times, so all still to play for here, all still pretty open. We'll have a look and see if Benji Enzo is on a lap. Obviously he won in Australia last week and will be looking to end his advantage yet again for this race. Comes up to turn 4 now, nicely on the curve, down through the exit onto turn 5, up to the end of the first sector of 28.3. Really decent sector from him. It's not the fastest we've seen this session, I don't think, but still got the rest of the lap to fix it a bit. And I think that was a magic mark. Oh, okay, we've got a lot of people setting times at the moment, so I'm not gonna dwindle too much on trying to pick out who's done what time and stuff, but and now Benji Enzo around the final corner onto the power from 4th to 5th, 6th. DP Rolex does a 1:28.345, which is beaten by Benji Enzo, who's done a 1:22.46. So pretty close to the top here. We've got the majority of the drivers who have set laps, which is the 10 of them actually, all in the 1:28s. It's just a question of now, with the 6 drivers that still need to set times, are they going to be able to, get up there enough? We'll have one person who's still running eliminated at the moment because Shane and WR Chosen, who will definitely be out. So that will be the bottom 3 with those 2 in it, and then the one extra driver. And now I think we'll ride on board with Angerfist in Toro Rosso. Through the first sector, a 128 point, or not a 128, what am I saying? A 28.2, faster than Benjienzo, about 1/10 up on his. Very nice through there. Down into the sharp left-hander. On the power with DRS open. And Wilco is just set on 128.1, which is about a 10th faster than Benjienzo. Angerfist goes into 5th place with a 128.4. He's only 0.06 of a second off Magic Mark, which is very, very small margin, although Magic Mark has his tyres, or did his lap with 2 laps of soft. So obviously he might pace within him. We've still got 4 more drivers to set the times. We've got Jake Moore and RSF1 Senna in the Red Bulls, Skunk Burner in the Williams, and John Digweed in the Mercedes. And I think Jake Moore is on a lap right now as he comes down to short left-hander, heavy braking in the 2nd gear, and he's a bit sneakily on the power there. DP Roberts is retired from the sessions. RSF1 Senna goes into 4th place with a 28.4, pushes down to 5th place though, as John Digweed does a 128.238. Jake Moore comes around the final corner now, puts on the DRS down to the line. It's a 128.8, which is at the moment enough to get him out of Q1. At the moment the bottom 3 are PMT Briz, WR Chosen and Skunk Burner. However, Skunk Burner will probably be likely to go up, which will push RSF1 Shane down, although he's already out of the session, which means PMT Briz will be the driver at the bottom. I think Skunk Burner may be on the lap at the moment. We'll just have a look at that. Yeah, Athlebe's just started his lap. He did a 133.7 before, but I think that could have just been a cool down lap. Up into turn 4 now. Use broadcast camera. Alright. I've been told that the Williams does actually look pretty decent in real life, and the Red Bull looks... It's not the best car. As the Red Bull retires of RSF1 Senna, he's definitely going to be safe at this point. And as Skunk Burner comes around the second last corner onto the last straight now, obviously no DRS, which is a bit stupid. You could get so much faster lap times around here if you had that, but onto the final straight now, onto the pit straight where you do have DRS, down to the line, and Skunk Burner does a lap of a 1:28.6, which is enough to put him into 9th place. So as it stands, Patronus is now in the bottom 3, and Shane technically is the driver at risk, but Charismatic is also right on the cusp there. And here's PMT Briz, who looks to be on another lap as well. We've got 2.5 minutes left of the session, and the majority of the drivers are in the pits, so it's just a question of who's going to go out now and what time is going to be set as WR Sim joins. I gotta say, F2, you've got a lot of drivers, drivers that will actually make it to the race. So, you know, good on you for that, because I mean, you know, F1 division, maybe one driver or less, but that could change the entire race. So, and that's WR Sim going again. Never mind. I've got PMT Brace coming around the final corner now, a Sector 2 yellow flag. Might have just been somebody getting overtaken, and now PMT Brace a 1:28.4, which is enough to put him into 8th place. So the driver at risk now is Charismatic. Charismatic and Patronus are both out on an outlap, so it'll be a fight to see who can get into the top 15. On board with Joshua Dosh at the moment, who has just started his lap. Coming up the second DRS straight of the lap. Hard braking for turn 4. Pretty tight corner there, make sure you don't take too much curb. Down into turn 5 now, and straight onto turn 6, which is a very windy part of the track, onto turn 7. Then a slightly braking zone there for turn 8. Ferrari does good around this track. I mean, real life tells the truth most of the time, so I'm going to take it from that. I know we're on equal cars in that, but you can still feel the difference in the handling. That's a big factor in what lap times people can set, especially if you're on like a wheel, but it still applies to people on controller. And now as Joshua Dosh rides up to the end of Sector 2, he's 3/10 up on his time, which will put him into about 7th or 8th place. Now as he comes around the final corner, and he goes up into 5th place with a 1:28.3. The main drivers to look at now will be Charismatic and Patronus. Got Charismatic there, and then Patronus a bit further back. So we're going to watch Charismatic at the moment. Comes up through turn 12 into turn 13. He's 3/10 up at his time, which is going to be really good. So then he'll be able to get out of that zone, and that will push Jake more down if Patronus can improve on his time. Around the final corner now comes Charismatic onto the power very nicely. And he crosses the line now to do 1:28.4, pushes him up into 9th place. Now Patronus, who is on his lap also, around the final corner now. And here he comes, gets the DRS open, not that I'll need it. I didn't see that. He moves up to 2nd place though, which I think pushed down Benji Enzo, if I'm not wrong. So here's what it is. So we got Wilco fastest in that session with a 1:28.1, and the people out, WR Stretch in the Renault, who's Benji Enzo's teammate, he is out, along with RSF1 Shane and WR Chosen. It was a really small margin between 17th to 1st, 7/10 of a second. That just shows how competitive this division is. Really good job to all of you for, you know, getting those times. I'm an F1 and I hate Bahrain so much. Don't know about you guys in the chat. Now we will move on to Q2. So we're in Q2 now, and this is where the strategies will come into play. I just want to... I don't know if any of you in the Twitch know. I already know, but I want to test you guys' knowledge because I've not really got anyone else to speak to. So, what would you say is the best strategy around here? Just to do with, like, tires, basically. The majority... I've lost quite a lot of people. Sorry that I am alone, but it will be if you've just joined, but... yeah, and also some connection issues maybe in the stream, but it shouldn't be nothing major. I think the Joker is the first person to come out the pits again. So one stop medium to hard or hard to medium. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I had to look myself and it was 13 laps on the mediums and then 16 on the hards, or then like 16 and then 13. You can change that about though, because the mediums will do roughly 15 laps and the hards will do roughly 19. So I'm guessing the majority of you watching will be doing different division races on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's a tip for you. I think the majority of the people in this session, other than 5 of them, have, you know, taken that point and they're on the mediums and the hards. If I had somebody here with me right now, I would ask them, like, what would you say would be your preferred strategy? It's very lonely. BF1, you're an F1. What time can you set around here compared to these two guys? Because I know people have been moaning, saying, oh, he's an F3, he should be going into F1. But on this game, it's so close that, you know, you'd say that, but it really is the difference of hundreds or thousands of a second. Whereas in the last game, the gap's a lot bigger. You can join commentary. Okay. If you just give me a moment, guys, I'm gonna see if I can get BF1 Racer in. Right, I hope I clicked on the right one. Hello. Oh, okay. So I have BF1 Racer here with me. He's gonna load up his game first before he includes his audio. So, I mean, you can include the audio now if you want. I mean, yeah.
Evening, guys.
So how's it? I'm guessing you've just been here to watch the stream, and then.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of these guys from another league that are racing, as well as this. I know it's a very competitive team. I can't call who's going to get pole in them.
Well, I think at the moment Benji Enzo's done pretty well. Wilco seems to be doing pretty decent as well. I don't know if this is a joke or not, but Angerfish is on the intermediates.
Oh. Don't know what the rules are for that, I can't remember. Can I have him back to the game, please?
Yeah, bear with me a moment, guys. There you go. So, at the moment, Peppermeat has set a time of 128.7 on the medium tyres. He's got Joker behind him, who's on the medium as well, on the 129s, or in the 129 dead. So, at the moment, Peppermeat's the only person in the 28s. So, you know, he could be a fighter for pole here. It's still like early game.
Maybe a second still early game.
Alright. Yeah, if it's alright, I don't know, I'll maybe ask Buddha, if you want to stay for the race you can, although I think Buddha will be back for the race, so...
Buddha can be for the race, I'm just feeling
it. Alright, sounds good. See, like, I'm guessing you weren't planning I'm guessing you weren't planning on streaming, because neither was I. I just kind of got a message from Buddha about 6 o'clock saying, would you be able to do it? And then, I guess I said yes. It's a bit rude to say no, if you've got nothing else to do, so...
Fair enough. I think then Joshua Dosh is on the lap, and then Patronus.
Benji Enzo 128.5 on the medium tyres. We'll ride with...
Josh is on the back straight now.
Yeah.
The RSF, and then Patronus short.
I don't know why, I keep getting messed up with Josh Radosh and John Digweed. I don't know why. Kind of just has to start with J, and they have D and W. So at the moment, the majority of the grid is on the medium tyres. So, what, in your opinion, what would you say would be in the mediums for the first stint, and then the hards, or the hards and then the mediums?
It depends how the drivers are with certain tyres. I would go out and do one run on the hards in Q2 and then mediums, just so you got your iron. The bank a lap to beat as just for the 29 flat. Fourth, not bad.
Yeah, I think Patronus and Charismatic seem to have that idea at the moment. I'll ride on board with
Cross the line.
Yep.
29.6, Charismac's next, and John Dewey.
Yeah, that's a good lap from Patronus there. He's beaten Senna and Skunk Burner. I guess it all just kind of depends on if you know you've got the pace. Because obviously when we were in Australia, if you hadn't been at the sessions, it would be a bit of a mystery to say whether or not you could do it or not. But now that it's kind of settled in a bit, and you know your mate's pace in the league, you can kind of gauge whether or not the hards are right or the mediums, or if you're that's like struggling, the softs even.
Yeah, every track should be one stop if people manage the tyres correctly and use the correct tyres.
Yeah.
I think Wilco's starting a lap just ahead of Angus. That's a good first from the mediums.
Yeah, I think Wilco's faring well for being in the Williams. I mean, it's on equal cars and everyone says the Williams bad. It's just a bit heavier handling, really. And,
I mean, I had that on the last game. I don't mind on this game. I think it's not one of the worst, personally. But it is on equal car performance. Yes, there's minor adjustments dependable on setups, but it's there or thereabouts, as the times are show it's very close.
yeah, and if this has been like the second season on this game, and if they, I know they won't do this, but if they turned like realistic cars on, how interesting would that be to put like the fastest people in the slowest cars, slowest people in the fastest?
Yeah, but it's very difficult because it's track dependent on pace, isn't it? There's Wilco, 28.7. Angus, what can he do? Apparently on the inters, but clearly he's on the mediums. This is going to be quick. 38.8. God, the times are close.
Yeah, it's from 11th up to 1st, it's about 1.3 seconds. Not as close as we had in Q1 obviously, but
So Q1 was 1st to 15th, and that's 5 tenths, just over 5 tenths. It's very, very close.
yeah. And I guess the variation of tyres is going to make it quite big. Although, it really is only Joker and PMT Briz on the softs.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know why they went for that. Unless they did a slowish lap at the end on this, so they know they're going to push again from a different set. But interesting call.
I mean, the way I've looked at it, it is possible to do a one stop from soft to hard, but you would be on the edge. Because I think, yeah, like I said before, softs will do 10 laps, hards will do 19. And if you do the math, that adds up to 29, and that's how many laps are in the race. So, if you're a conservative driver, possibly.
DP Roberts is just starting a lap in the Haas. My former teammate from last season in another league. So hope he does well.
Yeah, I don't know about you, the Haas isn't very good on this game. It's quite, I mean, it is a 2018 chassis. It just doesn't feel the same way as all the other cars do on the grid.
I mean, I've got a Ferrari in this league and I hate it in slow corners. Can't stand it.
Yeah, but then the Mercedes is quite good in the slow corners, but it's quite bulky. You feel like you're driving a bus around.
Wide wheelbase car like the McLaren, whereas like the Renault, Red Bull, Ferrari quite narrow and upright.
Yeah. I mean, we had a Red Bull one today.
Roberts going around the final corner is going to be around Wilco, Pepper meets her, probably, maybe a bit quicker. Oh! Goes fastest, well done old teammate.
Yeah, 128.3, which is 2/10 off the fastest time from Q1 on the softs.
Track Evolution.
I sense some sandbagging.
No,
yeah, I sense
Track
some
Evolution.
Sandbagging though.
Skunk Burner's about to start a lap, and then Jake Moore possibly. Oh, actually, RSF1 Senna is just ahead of Skunk Burner, so we'll go on board with the Red Bull driver.
I think today Ferrari did the opposite, or yesterday Ferrari did the opposite of sandbagging. They were like fastest in practice, fast in practice, fast in practice, dead.
Bottle jobbing, there you go.
That's the one. Senna coming around turn 15. I'm wrong for it's turn 12, isn't it? Yeah.
This is going to be around 4th, unless he finds even more time in the last corner.
We just had a bunch of people retire from the session.
Yeah, they think they're safe. They may not be, who knows. Across the line, 28.4, got it round time in the last sector. Skunk Burner is 7.2 seconds up.
So
not
yeah,
enough
that's Bodder just come online. So obviously Benji Enzo, Wilco, Angerfish, Josh Radosh and PMT Briz. Maybe not PMT Briz or Josh Radosh, but the rest of them think they're safe. The bottom 5 at the moment is Joker, PMT Briz, RSF1 Patronus, Jake Moore and John Digweed. So
right,
two of them
I'll leave
still
you
need
guys to it then.
Alright,
thank
you for filling in.
No problem.
I hope you enjoy watching the rest of this.
Well, don't you worry, I'll be cheering on my old teammate Roberts.
At the moment, we are up to the end of Q2. Do you need an invite? Yeah. I'll just wait until the end of qualifying session just to make sure nothing is missed. Yeah. We are at the end of qualifying 2 now. So we've got quite a few drivers out on track. We're on board with RSF1 Senna at the moment, coming around the final corner. Once again, he's on his medium tyres. He did his lap on these tyres. He's pitting, I think, next across the line. I wish it would tell you that. That would be nice. But no. And John Digweed goes fastest with a 1:27.8 on the soft tyres. Fastest time we've had so far in this session. I believe Skunkburner will be the last person across the line, and he won't be setting a lap when he gets across the line because he is out of ERS. Well, not out, but he's not using it. So that's going to be the end of this. If you bear with us for a moment, guys, we'll be switching the stream over our account. So I'll just end